Dornick running the football for Seattle. Stopped over there by Mike Haynes of New England. We welcome those of you who have just joined us from that battle between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Cleveland winning it 10-9. This is Jay Randolph along with Gene Washington in the sold-out Kingdome in Seattle. Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots, both with 3-3 records. We have 6:16 left to play in the first quarter. No score. Seattle's second time with the football. They're facing 3rd and 6 at their own 31-yard line.
Seattle going with 3 wide receivers. New England countering with their nickel defense, 5 defensive backs.
Jim Zorn at quarterback, throws it out. It's complete. Dornick is knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line, short of a first down. Rick Sanford, the free safety, came over and made the play nicely, number 25.
Well, New England does a good job playing man-to-man defense underneath, and you'll see number 25, Rick Sanford, he knows where that first down marker is, and he's not going to let Dornick get past it. Good, strong tackle.
Punting situation. Jeff West, the 7-year veteran, much traveled, played his college ball at Cincinnati. Ready to boot the ball to the very talented Ricky Smith. Smith, fair catch at the 29-yard line. So the New England Patriots will have it for their second chance of the day after a 37-yard punt. We'll be back with more in a moment. Today's game is brought to you by Chevrolet. Chevrolet is USA 1, and USA 1 is taking charge. By Intellivision, endless entertainment from Mattel Electronics, and by the U.S. Armed Forces. It's a great place to start. And starting now from their own 29, the New England Patriots. Steve Grogan with Collins and Van Egan in the backfield. The give to Collins. Collins out over the 35 to the 37-yard line. Collins, who played at East Carolina, stopped by the safety man John Harris, number 44, a pickup of 8. There's Grogan. He played at Kansas State, working with Collins and Van Egan. There's Morgan, Bradshaw, Hasselbeck getting the start, although he's rotating with Lynn Dawson today. Brock with Hanna and Wooten, Holloway and Jordan. Second down and 2. Collins to the outside, first down and a lot more. John Harris, 44, again on the play. Collins started today with 461 yards and a 4.4 average, 5th in the AFC. On defense, the Seahawks with Green and Hardy, Tuiasosopo and Bryant up front. The linebackers in their 4-3 arrangement. Scholes, Jackson, and Butler. Simpson Brown, the talented Kenny Easley, and John Harris in the secondary. First down for New England. Grogan moving his tight end Lynn Dawson to the left side. And again it's Collins. And Collins bouncing through, running the football very impressively. Bruce Scholes, 58, made the stop. Another pickup of 8.
Well, Jay, Seattle really feels they have to stop New England's running attack, and they're doing something a little reminiscent of Dallas. They're taking one of their defensive linemen, in this case it was Robert Hardy, and they're putting him back in sort of a flex position. Then they're overshifting people to one side. What New England is doing is that they're running the ball back to the weak side, and I think they're changing their plays at the line of scrimmage according to what Seattle does.
Collins having a very good first period. Grogan to Collins. Collins, and a penalty marker goes down at the 40-yard line. Might have had a face mask over there. It was Keith Butler, 53, and John Harris, 44, made the play after a 3-yard pickup.
If it is a face mask, yeah, I think it'll be an incidental face mask. When Collins went through there, you saw his neck sort of turn around. That's probably what happened.
Maybe we can see it here.
There it is.
There is Mike McCormick, the interim head coach of the Seahawks. He's brought a new spirit.
Foul number 53, Defense, first down.
Foul was charged against Keith Butler. It is a first down, and the Patriots are at the Seattle 35-yard line. Butler played at Memphis State. Collins is on the wing right, the wide receiver set right. In motion, that's Stanley Morgan. And they run the big guy, Van Egan, back. He fumbled the ball. And let's see if they're going to give it to Seattle, or was the play blown dead? Ken Easley indicates that Seattle's not going to get the ball. Some of the Seahawks fans, a sellout here.
Well, let's take a look on the replay, Jay, and see if he loses the ball before his knee hits the ground. There he is right in the middle, number 34. Van Egan. Nope, he's down. His elbow was down. Ball came out after his elbow hit the ground. Ball's dead.
Final score, Cleveland 10, Pittsburgh 9.
Let's take another look. Watch his right elbow, Jay. His elbow is going to hit the ground. It's close.
We're going to take a timeout. 4:28 left to go in the first quarter. No score in the Kingdome. Head coach of Seattle, he's just had a visit with referee Dick Jorgensen. McCormick, taking over here for Jack Patera, has revitalized the Seahawks. One of the refs had a problem with contact, I believe, in his left eye there. That is the head linesman, Bob McLaughlin. Jacob Green, the Seahawks' fine left end, talked with Eugene before the game about his goals in this game this afternoon.
Defensively, the New England offense is known for running. So what we'll have to do is to shut down their running game and force them to pass. And that's something that New England hasn't done very much this year. I think they've thrown maybe 100 times over the 6 games this year, and that's not very much, and they like to keep the ball on the ground, so we got to stop the running attack.
Green and his mates have not done a very good job of stopping Collins to this point in the proceedings, and Van Egan, of course, who had 100 yards in the snow last week, needs just 80 yards to become the 16th all-time rusher in the league.
Well, Jay, if you take a look at that New England offensive line, there's some pretty big fellas up there. Brian Holloway at 288, Hanna 265, Pete Brockno, little guy in the middle, 275, Wooten 280, you know, and then Shelby Jordan over there at 6'7", 280. They remind you an awful lot of that Oakland line. They can move people out.
Second down and 8 at the 32. Grogan looking downfield, throws, and it is complete to Stanley Morgan. Morgan got the first down. Keith Simpson, the cornerback, number 42, came up to make the play, but it was a pickup of 8 and a first down for Grogan and the Patriots.
Well, Grogan's offensive line has given him a lot of time to throw the ball. He sits in there and waits, but he really takes a shot after he delivers this one. Look at, oh, number 77, Jeff Bryant, delivers some blow, but he gets the ball out there to who I consider the most dangerous man on the football field today, and that's Stanley Morgan.
Well, he is a tremendous, tremendous receiver. First and 10 at the 24. Bradshaw going in motion. There goes Collins. It was John Harris, 44, and Dave Brown, 22, that got to him. Pickup of about 4 on the play.
Well, New England running out of that I formation. They like to have Collins get the ball straight ahead blocking. He comes up towards that line of scrimmage. They take those guys on man-to-man. Then he uses his speed to bounce outside. And the only guy who really had a chance of preventing from getting the game was the free safety, number 44, John Harris, and he couldn't quite do it.
2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter. No score, but the Patriots are driving here. Second down and about 6. Pitch to Collins the other way. Collins bumped out of bounds at the 15-yard line. A pickup of 5. He's short of the first down. Keith Simpson made the tackle, number 42. We isolated on a great one here. John Hanna, All-American Alabama, 10 years. Truly a great professional.
Got an injury in the Houston game, but has really come back, or prior to that game in practice. You can see him submarining down there, getting that big body in front of those guys. On a sweep situation, all he wants to do is try to cut his man off, keep him out of the flow of the action.
Hanna really had to come back and suck it up because Kreider is out with a knee injury to his left leg. 11 rushes and 2 passes in this drive, and almost breaking it was Tony Collins. Collins picked up 5 down to the 10-yard line. Michael Jackson undercut him. First down for New England. 2 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Ron Meyer played at Purdue, was an assistant there under John Mollenkopf. First-year coach of New England.
Again, New England doing exactly what they want to do on offense. They're relying on that big offensive line to move the line of scrimmage, give it to their back, Collins out of the eye, and let it run the daylight.
It's Collins again. Collins getting near the 7-yard line. Manu Tuiasosopo, the 4-year man. Number 74 making the stop. Pick up a 4. Mike McCormick was all conference at Kansas, played for the old New York Yankees. 9 years with the Browns, 6 Pro Bowls. Man who last coach had a rough go, but he's been having fun here as the interim coach at Seattle.
Well, he's concerned in this situation because New England is certainly controlling the line of scrimmage.
Collins outside again, and a fine play. What a fine play John Harris, number 44, made. Coming from the safety spot in a foot race with Collins.
Well, John Harris also gets a little help from number 55 in the middle of the screen, middle linebacker Michael Jackson. But this is the responsibility of John Harris in this situation because that offensive line, they're taking those guys head on. They're really shutting them down. If Harris doesn't get over there.
Yeah, if Harris doesn't get over there, Jackson doesn't have any play. Back into the game comes Morris Bradshaw with a play from Ron Meyer as Mike McCormick looks on. Here is a big play in the early going. 3rd down and 5 at the 6. Robert Weathers, number 24, comes in. Now the Patriots want to call a timeout and talk things over. Grogan coming over to chat with the hierarchy on the sidelines. A timeout with just 36 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter. The Patriots and the Seahawks scoreless. Jay Randolph with Gene Washington in the Kingdome. Last week I was in New England.
Passes and beacon.
79 yards in 19 plays, and then they didn't score. Field goal try was not good at that time by Smith. Of course, he ended up winning it on a 33-yarder in the snow, but right now the Patriots have a big play, 3rd and 5.
Well, I think that's why Grogan decided to call timeout and go over and make sure that they, think this thing through very carefully. As we mentioned at the top of the show, this is a must-win situation for both teams, and they want to get off to a good start, get on the board first.
Double tight end set. Withers and Van Egan are now the running backs. Rolling right. There goes Grogan, and he got to the 4-yard line. Comes up short. Keith Simpson, the cornerback, banged in there, and Grogan is shaken up. Grogan sprinting out to the right side. Took a shot, and he is shaken up here. Very quickly, Tom Helian, the veteran trainer, out to attend to him. We'll look at it again.
Well, Jay, I think this is run all the way. He's coming out trying to fake like he's going to throw the ball, but I think it was predetermined that he was going to run all the way. Actually, I'm a little surprised, that he's running the ball, having come back from those 2 knee operations. Seattle, they come up with the big play on defense. They stop him.
Steve Grogan shaken up. You see young Tom Flick, University of Washington product, sitting next to him there. Field goal try will come from the 12. 22-yarder for John Smith. Smith has it on the way, and it is good. The Patriots get on the board first with just 4 seconds remaining in the first period. So we have a timeout. New England leads Seattle 3-0. Actually a 30 or a 21-yard field goal. 21-yard field goal as Smith kicks off. Eric Lane is over the 10. Into the middle. Penalty marker down. Lane out to the 25-yard line, but the marker is down back at the 20. Mosi Tutupu made the play for the Patriots. He did a good job last week in the snow running the football.
Going to be an illegal block.
Tim Golden
Seattle.
there, first-year man from Florida. And it's going to go back to the 10.
Illegal use of the hands, number 25, receiving team, first down.
Well, that's against Don Dufak.
Right, the call going against Dufak as we come to the end of the first quarter. Mike McCormick has watched the Patriots take a 3-0 lead. Back with the second quarter in a moment.
Our New York studios in Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers in a must-win situation at 2-4, but here Doug Williams is intercepted by Eugene Marv, and the Bills have retained a 6-0 lead in Tampa Bay, that game in the second quarter. Jay?
NFL 82, all the gang will be keeping you up to date on the action throughout the afternoon. 3-0 Patriots. Into the second quarter we go. First and 10 from the 10-yard line for Seattle. Theotis Brown working now with David Hughes in the backfield for the Seahawks. Kenneth Sims 77, Steve Nelson 57 on the play. Pickup of 3 for Theotis. He started the day with 116 yards. As we look at these first period statistics,
Today you can see that Seattle is trailing the Patriots in rushing yardage. Patriots 71, Seattle 42. Coming into today's game, Seattle is ranked 25th in the league in rushing. They certainly need to improve rushing that football so that this fellow, Jim Zorn, can put it in the air. Big, more effective.
Tice and Metzelar's double tight end arrangement. The throw to Logic, 35, first down. Logic was wide open over the middle. Rick Sanford, number 25, made the stop. A pickup of 24 yards on the play.
He's wide open because of this play fake right up the middle to number 46, David Hughes. It holds the linebackers. You can see that none of the linebackers, the two inside guys, 57, Steve Nelson and Clayton Wysoon, were both gone. They took that fake, left plenty of room in the middle for Steve Largent.
Zorn and the Seahawks now have some working room. They're out to their own 37-yard line. 13:40 to play in the first half. Brown and Hughes back in there behind Zorn. Play action. Zorn's in trouble. Set up a screen. And Theotis Brown had nowhere to go. Lost about a yard on the play as Larry McGrew, the linebacker, did a fine job. He's number 50. Bring you up to date on some scores. Cleveland beat Pittsburgh 10-9. Other finals, Washington over the Giants. They came back to win that one 15-14. St. Louis beat Chicago 10-7. The Cardinals have won every game they've had on the road. Philadelphia put it on the lowly Houston club. Second down and 11. And it was Lester Williams. Lester hyped up here this afternoon. He's flying in there. And it looked like somebody moved ahead. Yep, they're going to put it against Seattle here. Somebody move?
Well,
I think somebody did, but we didn't see it.
maybe Jim Zorn bobbing his head on the call.
Head bob.
That's illegal. Quarterback can't do that.
Zorn's got his helmet off now. That was the call. Goes against Seattle. Puts them back at the 31-yard line.
Actually, it was sort of a combination of moving those shoulders more than the head. He sort of squeezed those elbows together.
All right, it's second down and 16. Coming back is Brown. Brown over the 35. Brown to the 40-yard line. Steve Nelson, 57, made the tackle. Theotis Brown gets 9. Theotis played at UCLA and has done a wonderful job for the Seahawks since coming over from the Cardinals.
Well, a little cross-buck action, trying to get the linebackers going in one direction, come back the other way. Number 40, Mike Haynes, tried to put one of those shoulder tackles on, but I don't think he really wanted any parts of him on that one. He just let him go by. No, that's quite a load. The Otis coming at you around that corner if you're a defensive back.
3rd down and 7 coming for Seattle. Patriots in their prevent defense. The give goes to Otis Brown. And he is short of the 1st down. He fought his way out to the 45, a pickup of 5 yards. Paul Dombrowski, who comes in to help out in the prevent defense, number 47, Dombrowski, who played at Little Linfield College in Oregon, made the play. Jeff West will punt for the 2nd time today. And Ricky Smith, number 27, drops back. Smith with an 8.6 return average. A short kick, hitting at the 25, down to the 20. And look here.
Good bounce.
Oh, my goodness. All the way to the 3-yard line. Well, Jeff West watched it bounce. It was a 52-yarder. The Patriots lead 3-0, but they're in the hole at their own 3. For 2 in this game for 12 yards. Last week he only threw 5 times. He talked about it today.
Well, I hope we can throw more than 5 passes, which is all we got off last week. I think the thing I have to do is try to prevent the turnover when we throw the ball and just try to maintain control of our offense so that we can keep our offense on the field, which, as I said before, will help our defense.
In a double tight end arrangement, the handoff to Collins. Collins near the 5-yard line as they wrap him up there. A pickup of about 2 or 3. You'll wait till they unravel it. Leading the way for the Seahawks, Jeff Bryant, 77. Bryant, who is the right end. Bradshaw, you saw him come in and bring in the play.
But New England used an awful lot of 2 tight end last week, primarily because of the weather conditions. Lou Weber said they won't use it as much today because inside they'd like to put the ball up in the air a little more.
2nd down and 8. Collins again. Collins to the 7, to the 8. Number 72 making the play, Joe Nash, who is now in there at right tackle, spelling Robert Hardy. Nash is a rookie. You folks in New England remember him from Boston College days.
Take a look at that score.
Baltimore in the 4th quarter. Minute and a half left in that one. The Baltimore Colts under Frank Kush trying to win a big one there. Now it is 3rd down and 5 for New England. Collins to the outside. Didn't get there. Collins stopped. This crowd really into the game now, as Collins could get only to the 10-yard line.
Well, this defensive group can really sense that they have a chance to make the playoffs. Since they've come back from the strike, they have played exceptional football on defense. When the season first started, they gave up an awful lot of yardage. As I mentioned before, coming into this game against the rush, they were 25th, but they played an awful lot better than that in the last couple of weeks.
Camarillo, look at this boomer. Johns all the way back at the 35, 40, 45, 50, still going. Down into Patriot territory at the 47-yard line. Dombrowski, 47 on the tackle. Well, a booming punt by Camarillo and a fine return, a 57-yard punt, 15-yard return. Seagulls are looking good on this Sunday in Seattle. Gene Washington and Jay Randolph with you. Roger Carr, you're going to see him for the first time this afternoon. Number 87, the former Baltimore Colt. He is in there now along with Walker and Largent. There's Carr. Seahawks starting at the 47-yard line of the Patriots. Down 3-0. Here comes Largent out of the backfield. And Zorn throwing out to Brown. And Theotis lost the football. And it is going to belong to the Patriots. Lester Williams makes a big play, number 72. Blackman, it looked like, came down on the ball. It was Williams, I think, that forced it. Williams came up with it. It was Blackman that forced it then. 55. And A big turnover when it looked like Seattle might be in an excellent position to move.
But Jay, watch the job that the Patriots do on defense. Look, they see that screen set up, they get over there. Everybody gets into the action. Theodo's hit from behind, doesn't expect to be tackled. That's Don Blackman, number 55. Let's take a look at number 77, Kenneth Sims, putting the pressure on, going to read that screen and then going to get right back into the action along with everyone else. Jim Zorn has to draw those defensive people more to him before he gets that ball out to his back.
Here comes Collins. Collins down to the 50 and all the way to the 46-yard line. Dave Brown, number 22, making the tackle, a pickup of 8. 2 big turnovers in this game for the Seahawks, an interception and now the fumble. 8.5 to play in the first half. The Patriots are leading at 3-0. Grogan looking over to the sidelines. Ron Meyer and his assistants calling the plays for him.
Those turnovers are so important coming into today's game. Seattle was +2, means they had taken the ball away 2 times more than they'd given it up. New England was dead even at 0.
Here is Collins again. Dumped hard as he fought for a yard, and the stop was made by Keith Simpson. Now the Seahawks are arguing they should have the football. You see Simpson, number 42, a real hitter. He's upset. He thought he got the football. 3-yard pickup on the play.
Well, this entire team is fired up. Let's take a look at number 79, Jacob Green, taking on that block by the tight end. Gets a little pull down. Hasselbeck does a nice job, but Jacob manages to get over and get underneath the ball carrier.
The gain was only enough for the first down. Now Grogan throws it out. Collins gets to the 40-yard line. Tackle made by Dave Brown, number 22. Let's go to New York and get an update.
Out in Denver's Mile High Stadium, Jay Randolph, the Chiefs are trying to avert their 5th consecutive loss. Eric Harris here intercepts Steve DeVert's pass, and he is off to the races. 55 yards for a score, and now Kansas City leads Denver 10-0. That game is in the second quarter. Jay?
Thank you, Mike Adamle. Here it is 3-0 Patriots. They're facing 2nd down and 8. Robert Weathers is in, number 24, along with Van Egan in the backfield. That's Weathers going on the wing right. Penalty markers go down. And
I think Joe Nash.
Looked like Nash might have jumped.
Nash coming in playing for Mano Tuiasosopo.
He's a tough customer, is Nash. You folks in the New England area remember he played at Boston College, a free agent. Some question with the officials as whether maybe the movement of Grogan there might have caused him to pop off, and now they're going to have a meeting. Gentlemen, a round table discussion.
Well, let's take another look. There you can see the helmet. Gets over, tries to get back, doesn't
like
make
Jacob
it.
Green made a little move first. I don't know. Dick Jorgensen, veteran referee, and his crew talking it over. We have 6:38 left to go in the first half. The only score in this game, a 21-yard field goal by John Smith in the final seconds of the first quarter. Look again, I don't know what we can show you again, really, that is very definitive. We'll have to wait and see what the officials say, and they are still having a meeting. Mike McCormick looking out. Things have not gone his way for the Seahawks here in the early going. Ron Meyer's club is up 3-0, and the filibuster continues here, and the fans want them to play football.
Well, I don't think I've seen a situation quite like this.
These fans here want to see some football rather than a meeting of the officials, but this is good. They get together and try to help themselves out. There's a final, Minnesota over Detroit. 34-31, the final there. Green Bay and Baltimore. Let's listen to referee Dick Jorgensen.
Offside, defense, The defense was offside. The ball was snapped. Then we had an inadvertent whistle which killed the ball. Still second down.
It'll be second down and 3. An inadvertent whistle means that somebody made a mistake. That's all. Patriots lead at 3-0. Weathers and Van Egan. And that is Weathers. Weathers breaking down to the 25-yard line. Weathers is a rookie from Arizona State. John Harris, 44, made the hit on him. He picked up a quick 10 right there.
Again, Weathers taking that ball out of that I formation. Let's take a look at number 72, the tackle inside, Joe Nash, taking on his man. There's Big Hog Hanna. Turns Nash around. Weathers just scoots through that hole. He has some quickness.
Oh, we've seen so far the ability of these Patriots to rush the football. 4th in the AFC in rushing, averaging 4.3 per carry. Collins coming back the other way as he came back in. Hit by Keith Simpson. Oh, what a hit Simpson put on him over there. A loss of 3.
Well, you have some players in that Seattle defensive secondary that can really tag it. John Harris and, of course, Kenny Easley. Keith Simpson is just a terrific athlete. He's got size and speed, and when he really wants to play, he gives you one big effort.
Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
You're watching WVIT Channel 30, New Britain, Hartford, Waterbury, New Haven.
Second down and 13. The Patriots at the 28-yard line, Seattle. Play action. Rogan back the other way. That's Hasselbeck. Hasselbeck is down as a penalty marker goes down. Hasselbeck to the 20-yard line. Brian Holloway may have done something to cause a play to go back against New England here, as Holloway appeared to push Joe Nash.
Illegal use of hands, number 76. Offense, still second down.
The call goes against Holloway, who played at Stanford.
He should know better.
Yes,
right?
he should. You fellows from Stanford are always well-schooled. A ball back at the 35-yard line. It is second down and 19. 5 minutes to play in the first half. Patriots leading 3-0. Rogan throws, and it is complete at the 27-yard line. Along the far sideline, Easley was there to make the play on Stanley Morgan. Morgan showed the ability to use that excellent concentration of his there, with Easley bearing down on him.
Well, he certainly did. He got over against the sideline on the zone, but what it took was this strong throw from Grogan. He gets the ball right out there. You see Stanley wants to make sure he gets both feet in bounds. Takes a nice shot from Kenny Easley. But in this situation, you need the kind of arm that Grogan has. You have to be able to get that ball out there in a hurry against that zone defense. Good catch on the part of Stanley Morgan.
Third down and 11. Grogan rushed out of there, scrambling, and out of bounds at the 23-yard line, short of the first down. Number 72, Joe Nash, the rookie from Boston College, was in pursuit. 4:46 to go. As the clock is stopped, Nash making the play, running Grogan out of bounds, and we'll see John Smith come on. There is Mike McCormick, who is, and along with Jackie Simpson there, the veteran defensive coach, trying to put some fire in the Seahawks. They've had a lot of fire under this new regime. Smith won last week's game in the snow with that controversial 33-yarder. The ball is spotted between the 30 and the 31. Listen to this crowd. Boy, oh boy. A blocked field goal try. Seattle will have the football when we come back. The man who blocked the field goal try played at Burlington Edison High in Burlington, Washington. Kavanaugh on the hold. Not much height on that kick. Blocked by Flonis. Last week in his first try in the snow at Foxborough, Smith had trouble getting the ball airborne enough, and it hit one of his teammates in the helmet. Well, now, 4:38 with which to operate in the second period. First down from the 30-yard line for Seattle. The throw to the near sideline. Roger Carr. Carr, the fine veteran receiver, made the play in front of Mike Haynes, and a first down.
Well, Roger is finally adjusting to this new pass system here at Seattle. Jim Zorn throws this ball. This is a timing pattern. Little play action. He throws the ball before the receiver even turns to come back. There's nothing that Mike Haynes can do about it. Nothing at all. Run that defensive back down the field. Turn, come back. The ball's already in the air.
15-yard pickup. Zorn and Carr connecting. Play action. Zorn throwing for the tight end. Intercepted. Roland James coming back with it. Roland James comes back. And now Seattle gets it back. Metzelars, the tight end, gets it back. Oh boy, what a play. Roland James, third interception of the year, and the ball goes right back over to Seattle, and they're going to have first down at the Patriot 42.
Well, it's a good thing that Metzelars recovered that fumble, because I think that the interception was really his fault. That ball wasn't thrown that high. I think he saw James back there, hesitated a little bit instead of going up and at least trying to knock that ball away.
Well, look at it again. They pick up 12 yards on this play. First down at the 42. Out it comes. Theodis Brown. And Theodis fighting for about 4 or 5 before Mike Haynes, number 40, made the tackle. We'll go back to that last play again. Here's the interception been made, and now let's watch for the fumble.
Well, Theodis Brown hits him first.
There it comes.
There the ball pops loose. Number 88, Big Metzelars, All-American basketball player out of Wabash, I think it is.
Metzelars from Little Wabash, and it is now going to be second down and 6 at the 38. 3:45 left in this first half. The Patriots leading 3-0. That's Theodis Brown. Gets inside the 35-yard line before he is wrapped up by Clayton Wysoon, the rookie from Angelo State, number 53. Pickup of 3 yards on the play. There's the big clock on the board here in the Kingdome. This building seats 64,757 for football. The last 360 tickets approximately were picked up by the local NBC channel here to sell it out. A little Christmas present for the folks in the Seattle area. Third down and 3.
Blitz.
And the pass was going for Theodis Brown, but he didn't have any idea. He wasn't even looking.
No, he wasn't, but I think that Theodis was supposed to read the blitz. When you get in that situation, when you have a blitz on, the receivers and running backs are supposed to read that situation.
That's
and they're
Dave
supposed
Craig.
to adjust their patterns accordingly. I think Craig is reminding Theodis that he missed it.
Craig, the fellow from Little Milton College. Milton's now out of business. But he did very well, of course, taking over for Jim Zorn. Field goal try might be a fake, 53-yarder. Norm Johnson, the rookie from UCLA. He's going to try, and it's blocked. Picked up back there by Claiborne, and Ray Claiborne is down at the 17-yard line. Metzelars in there again, making the play. So a lot of action, not much scoring. Patriots lead it 3-0. Williams blocked the field goal try from Norm Johnson, Lester, great athlete.
You can see him in the middle of your screen. Number 72 goes up. You know, he really has to go up. He just got that on the palm of his hand. That kick was up in the air, but he managed to get up there and bat it away.
High school, he was an all-state wrestling champion in Miami, Florida area. First and 10 from the 18-yard line. Mark Van Egan. Van Egan out over the 30 to the 32-yard line. John Harris, the safety man, making the play. It's a first down. Again, 14 yards on the play, and as we mentioned early in the telecast, Van Egan needs 80 yards today to become number 16 all-time in the National Football League. He'd go ahead of an old friend of yours and mine, Don Perkins.
Well, he has some horses up front that can sure lead the way. He had a big hole that last time. John Hannah really opened up a gaping hole.
From the 32, Collins falls down. Collins never got the footing. Robert Hardy, 75, bounced down on him. A loss of a couple, back to the 30-yard line. Let's call it a loss of 2. We have a minute and 58 left to go. We're going to get the 2-minute warning right now. So the 2-minute warning is given to both benches. Grogan will come over to talk things over. The Patriots lead the Seahawks 3-0. Grogan, a perfect report card to this point in the proceedings.
Well, he said he wanted to throw more than 5 times, so
I think he probably will before we reach half. It'll be second down and 12. The Patriots leading 3-0. They're at their 30-yard line. Minute 58 left to play in this first half. Action-packed, turnover-ridden first half, but very little scoring. Collins going in motion, and Grogan throwing downfield for Collins. Couldn't get there. Oh, you said it. He was wide open. Had the pass been thrown a little more toward the center of the field, he might have been able to get under it. But he had to change direction a little bit, but he got isolated on a linebacker out there, Keith Butler, and beat Butler and had clear sailing if the ball could have gotten to him. Minute and 52 to play. Patriots have 2 timeouts remaining. The Seahawks have 3. Ron Meyer, a defensive back at Purdue, an assistant there, took a high school job in Indiana. Grogan with time, throwing, and complete. Oh, that was a tremendous throw. His 6th completion of the day to Morris Bradshaw. He threw it right between Easley and Simpson for the first down, a pickup of 11.
Morris Bradshaw, the man that they picked up from Oakland on waivers, they tried to sneak him through. When they couldn't re-sign Harold Jackson, they needed a guy with experience, and Bradshaw does have that.
Tony Collins getting near midfield before he is bulled back by the rookie Joe Nash. Nash has been very impressive for the Seahawks on defense. The rookie, very hard worker. He plays the run very well, and that's probably why he is in there. We've had no report of any injury to Hardy or Tuiasa Sopo. There's Nash. 2nd and 7. Grogan going long, wide open, and all the way down at the 3-yard line, Morris Bradshaw. 2 big catches. Bradshaw and Grogan working a little magic here.
But Kenny Easley was very upset, and I think what happened is that Easley had his eyes on the quarterback, didn't see Bradshaw coming down the right side. Grogan looked him off, came back with a strong throw. Bradshaw wide open, taking the football, Easley playing catch-up, strips the ball away before Bradshaw gets into the end zone.
48-yard play, and the Patriots leading 3-0 with 51 seconds remaining in the first half. 1st and goal to go at the 3-yard line. Oh, Bradshaw made 2 dandy catches, but those were 2 fine throws from Grogan.
Great throws. And what Grogan did is that he knew that Seattle would be playing a lot of that deep zone where they have the 2 safeties deep in the middle. He dropped back in the pocket and kept looking to the left, looking to the left. He brought easily that way, then came back with a strong throw all the way over to the right side where Morris Bradshaw was all alone.
Now we've got Sam Cunningham in the backfield for the first time, number 39. He was fined $1,000 for missing a couple of days of practice after coming back from his dad's funeral. Grogan 7 out of 8, 2 timeouts left. Tuiasa Sopo's in there also. The handoff going to Collins, and he is stacked up at the 2-yard line. Shelton Robinson, an extra linebacker, the rookie from North Carolina, making the play.
They've been very pleased with Shelton Robinson here at Seattle. He's come in and he has been hitting since the day he's walked onto the practice field at training camp.
Clock running with 26 seconds left in the first half. The pitch to Collins. Collins in trouble. Out he goes. 15 seconds left.
Keith Simpson making a great play, coming up and shedding the blocker.
Butler was also there. New England calls timeout with 15 seconds remaining. We'll be back to complete the first half right after this.
Blind, funded by 5 different United Ways here in Massachusetts. As a United Way volunteer, I've seen this program work. Getting to know these kids, I realized they don't want sympathy or pity. Like all of us, they just want a chance to be whatever they can be. You're making that chance a reality. That's why I'd like to say, thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way.
Preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. 3rd down and 5 coming. Patriots with 1 timeout. 15 seconds remaining in the first half. NFL 82 coming up at halftime for you. Bring you up to date on all the action. Well, you might have to throw here, but you want to make sure you don't give the ball up.
Well, I don't think they're going to run another one of those rollouts.
They had great success up the middle, and Collins lost yardage on that last play. Logan rolling, throwing, and it is a touchdown to Mark Van Egan. Wait a minute now, the officials, wait a minute.
I think it was a good call, Jay. He got into the end zone, broke the plane, then lost the ball. Now, unless they're going to say he never had control.
All right, the officials are meeting again. Let's watch it. Gene, what's your view here?
Well, Van Egan is going to get the football here. He catches the ball. He's got the ball. Breaks the plane. I think that's a touchdown.
Touchdown it is. That's going to be the call.
Let's take a look from the end zone. He catches the ball cleanly. As soon as you break that plane, you have possession of the football. It's a touchdown. There it is.
A 5-yard pass for the touchdown. Seconds left to play in the first half. Boy, Simpson is some kind of hot. One more view for you. He's got it.
Possession.
He is there.
It's awfully close.
Very tough call. I wonder if he really had possession.
He had possession when he broke the plane. He doesn't have to be on the ground in the end zone. As soon as he breaks that plane, it's a touchdown.
The kick by John Smith is up and good. 9 seconds remaining, and the Patriots get a very big score on the board to lead 10-0. Smith earlier had kicked a 21-yard field goal with just seconds remaining in the first quarter. Well, this one will be discussed for some time, I think. A controversial touchdown in the waning seconds of the first half here in the Kingdome.
Well, again, I have to say the same thing. He loses the ball, but he's already already passed the plane of the goal line. That's 6 points. It's a touchdown.
9 seconds remaining in the first half. Mike McCormick, his club has won 3 of their last 4. Both these teams with 3-3 records. Both battling for the Super Bowl tournament that lies ahead. Smith will kick off. Theodis Brown and Eric Lane to receive. Patriots shutting out the Seahawks 10-0. Last week in the snow, the Patriots shut out the Miami Dolphins. No snow here. Here's a low kick, and it is taken downfield by Hughes. Hughes at the 35, up over the 40 to the 42-yard line. 3 seconds left. Keith Lee of the Patriots making the tackle on David Hughes, the second-year running back from Boise State. So time for one play.
Well, the way the ball has been batted around so far here in the first half, anything's likely to happen.
It has been quite a first half. And the Patriots at the moment leading it 10-0. Seattle with Zorn at quarterback from the 42-yard line. Zorn, a deep drop. Throwing long for Largent. Largent can't come up with it. Incomplete. There were 3 Patriots around him. The gun sounds. The end of the first half. The Patriots lead the Seahawks 10-0.
Sometimes it's hard to pick the right gift idea for somebody special.
The Patriots hold a 10-0 advantage. Jay Randolph along with Gene Washington. A wild and woolly first half.
Well, Jay, both of these teams are playing with an awful lot of intensity, and I think that's the reason why we've had so many turnovers. They realize the importance of this game. The loser's going to be out of this playoff system, and I look for another big second half.
As you watch the touchdown, a controversial one indeed. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. Monday. Berman and the crew keeping you up to date on NFL 82, and on this very important Sunday, the Patriots are leading the Seahawks 10-0. And Gene Washington, the first half statistics at time of possession for the Patriots rather overwhelming there.
Well, that's exactly what they wanted to do coming into this game. They have 113 yards rushing compared to 62 for the Seahawks. Total yards in the first half 208 compared to 107. And the most important factor, 18 minutes and 8 seconds compared to 11 minutes and 52.
And another important factor, only 45 yards passing for the Seahawks. And they are going to have to get their aerial game going in the second half, down 10-0. The scoring again, if you're just joining us here in the Kingdome, in the final seconds of the first period, a 21-yard field goal by John Smith. Then the 5-yard touchdown, Grogan to Van Even.
How's that for a Christmas card?
Very nice, yes, sir. The Seagulls wishing you a Merry Christmas from all of us at NBC Sports. We hope it will be a joyous, peaceful, and wonderful holiday season for you and yours.
And may your team make the playoffs.
Only 8 in each conference will, though.
Well, these teams play with an awful lot of intensity, as I said before, in the first half.
Fans
both
really
excited.
were in the game here, too.
Fans here are really loving the action. I think they'll settle down a little more in the second half, and I think we'll see a lot more points put on the board here. As you mentioned before, Seattle has got to throw the ball more effectively, and I think you're going to see Mr. Zorn starting to move around, trying to get outside of that pocket, buy a little more time, get that ball to Steve Largent.
Norm Johnson, the rookie free agent, who beat out Efren Herrera, will kick off. Ricky Smith, talented returner in the middle for the Patriots. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we're underway in the second half here in the Dome. A high kick that comes at the 1-yard line to Smith. Oh, did he get hit? Oh, leading the way. specialty unit. A 13-yard return. Big play by Dufek. He's a headhunter of the first magnitude, I'll tell you.
And does a good job coming into play in that defensive backfield.
Grogan will start at quarterback with Collins, who had a fine first half, and Van Egan. Morgan, Bradshaw, and Hasselbeck. Rock with Hanna and Wooten, Holloway and Jordan. First down, let's call it from the 14-yard line. Collins going in motion to give to Van Egan, and Van Egan out to the 18-yard line. John Harris making the play, a pickup of about 5. This defensive unit with Green, Hardy, Tuiasosopo, and Bryant, and Nash has been playing a lot of tackle there. Scholes, Jackson, and Butler are the linebackers. Simpson, Brown, Johnson, and Harris in the defensive secondary for the Seahawks.
They must do a better job in the second half against the run.
And Jim Zorn needs to be on target in the second half. The Seahawks down 10-0. Patriots leading it here. There is Collins. Collins short of the first down by about a yard. He got to the 22, maybe the 23. Stop made by Keith Butler, 53, the linebacker.
Well, Jacob Green is doing the best job that he can shutting off his area, but what Collins does, he sees Jacob there and does a nice job of cutting back to the inside. And that's one of the things that if you have a nice big offensive line that can move that defensive line of scrimmage back, it allows that running back to get the ball and run the daylight. Tony Collins is doing an excellent job of that here.
Third down and 1. Tuiasosopo out on the wing. Collins in motion. Play action. Penalty marker down. The throw back the other way to Lynn Dawson, the tight end. He is out for enough yardage for the first down at the 35, where Sheldon Robinson, the rookie linebacker, made the play. Pickup of about 11, but now we will discuss the penalty. Offside against Seattle. And that means it will be a first down for the Patriots. Mike McCormick's club having another penalty go against them.
I think it's going to be called against Jacob Green. Jacob may have lined up offsides. Rogan does a good job getting the ball over the head of number 77, Jeff Bryant, gets it out to Lynn Dawson on that tight end screen.
Fifth catch of the season for Lynn Dawson. They like Dawson's blocking ability, but think Hasselbeck is a little bit better receiver, but Dawson looked good there. Mark Van Egan, first down, banging his way all the way to the 47-yard line. John Harris on the tackle. And the Patriots really moving on the ground. A 17-yard pickup for Van Egan.
But give credit to the left side of that line, starting with the center, Pete Brock. You can see him, number 58. Look at that block on Nash. Double team him, and then Hanna comes off, blocking against the middle linebacker, Michael Jackson. And no one touches Van Egan for the first 5 yards.
The Patriots are really winning the battle of the line of scrimmage here. 39 yards now for Van Egan. Tuiasosopo, who had 81 yards last Sunday in the snow, doesn't get much there. Bruce Scholes, 58, the linebacker. Jacob Green, 79, the left end on the tackle. There's Scholes.
Bruce is a big, tall guy. He's about 6'6", reminds you of Ted Hendricks, and he's submarined that situation and clogged it up. There are remaining games. Seattle has to go to Cincinnati, and then they have Denver at home, New England at Pittsburgh, and then they have Buffalo at home.
Not an easy chore for either one of these teams. Second down and 9. Grogan to throw. He's rushed, and it is complete to Lynn Dawson. That was an excellent throw from Grogan. He lofted that ball just over Keith Simpson. Robert Hardy was coming in on him, and we have a man shaken up on the sidelines.
I think it's Dawson.
I believe that's right, it is.
Stanley Morgan, play action fake. Morgan goes deep, takes everybody out of there, and as you said, he lofts the ball, takes a nice shot there from Robert Hardy. Good catch by Lynn Dawson, but he's going to take a shot right here from Simpson. Boom.
Is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car in the world. By the Bola family of imported wines. You can always trust the taste of a Bola. And by Atari, the leader in home video games for fun your whole family can share. John Smith was warming up there. He's kicked the field goal. Kicked the big one last Sunday to beat Miami. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line for the Patriots, leading 10-0. Collins in motion. The give to Tupo. And Joe Nash made the play on Mosi Tupu. Gain of about 4, maybe 5 on the play. They'll put it down at the 29-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and a long 5. Morris Bradshaw comes into the lineup for the Patriots. He made a couple